Earlier this week, we shared an article about the #1 free marketing tool for early childhood services, and that is your Google My Business listing. Now, I want to build on that and give you 3 ways that you can optimize your Google My Business listing to make sure you're getting more website traffic as well as more inquiries through Google My Business. #1 is a pretty easy one, and that is to put in all of the up-to-date information about your service. So if there's any empty fields about website, phone number, descriptions, anything like that, you want to first off put something in there, but secondly you want to regularly update that, especially if it's something relating to closing times and opening times and things like that. So yeah, just fill up as much information as you can, obviously without going over the top, but and then regularly update that as well. #2 is to optimize for keywords and locations. So keywords being the service that you offer. So whether you're an early learning center, a preschool, a daycare, if you want to just call it childcare, include one keyword. Now, you don't have to include a specific word. Google's pretty good at picking up the different terms that mean similar things. So if you notice, and we'll actually go into a search now. So when I search for preschool near me, when I look at the Google My Business listing, it actually comes up with daycare centers. So fortunately, Google knows that these terms mean similar services. So whether it's preschool, daycare, or an early learning center, they all kind of group them together in the same category so that the results actually don't differ too much. Now, the other thing you want to mention is your location. Even if you're a single center provider, you want to put the suburb that your center is in. This is because people will search for, let's say for instance, preschool near me, but they might also search for the suburb that they want. This could be, obviously, for instance, if somebody works in a certain suburb but lives in another, when they search near me, they're going to get near where they live, whereas if they want closer to where they work, they might search for the specific suburb. So add the suburb in there as well. This should help with not only your Google My Business listing, but also with your search engine ranking anyway. So #3 is to manage your reviews. And by manage your reviews, what I mean is any current reviews you've got on there, you want to respond to them and respond to them in a favourable way, even if the reviews aren't good. So families will go on to the reviews and they'll try and find things that other families are saying, whether it's good or bad. But if there's a bad thing there, you're also looking to see how the service responds to those families. Never argue on your reviews. You should always respect what the other person has said. You can offer an alternative view, but make sure that it's respectful, and that'll show the way that you approach families is not combative, which is obviously a thing that you would not want to see if you were a family looking to inquire or enroll at a service. And the second part to that is to ask your current families for reviews. You can do that by putting a post up on the owner app. You can email families, or you can ask them in person to put a nice review up there. The more reviews you get, the more likely your listing's going to go to the top. And then also the better reviews is obviously a good star rating, first off, when you initially see it. But then you're also going to see all these nice things said about your service, so families who are considering maybe inquiring at your service will be more likely to do so. Now, if you've made it this far into the video, I'm going to give you a bonus tip, and that is that you should optimize your website. Now, your website is the most important thing that affects where you come in the search engine results page, whether that be your Google My Business listing or in the general results page a bit lower down. If lots of families who are searching childcare near me go onto your website and leave after, let's say, 10 seconds, Google's going to look at that and think, well, clearly this website isn't offering what families are looking for when they're searching this, so your results are going to go down. Whereas if they spend longer on your website, if they hit that inquire button, if they fill out their details and hit submit, Google's going to say, well, clearly this website is offering what families are looking for, so the next family that searches, it's more likely that your website is going to rank higher and higher and higher. And that is the best way, and probably the hardest way, to get to the top of any search engine results page. So in summary, all of these things basically make it easy for the family when they search to find out the information they need about your service, where they can book something and actually getting them to inquire, book a tour, go on a wait list, and all that kind of stuff. So if you just focus on making that easier using these 3 to 4 tips, you should see your results going up, more inquiries, and then, you know, potentially more enrollments. Now, if you want to make the process from inquiry to enrollment easier, if you're not using these functions in Owner already, drop us a message and we'll tell you how you can embed your inquiry forms, your waitlist forms, your enrollment forms into your website, and as well as get all of that information over to Owner so that when they actually start the enrollment, it's all smooth again. And that whole thing is called the customer journey. So you've got the first bit with Google My Business Listing, and you can let Owner take care of the rest. So drop a message and we'll let you know how you can do that in Owner.